again a very warm welcome to all of you from the Olympiad Success family. So students, as you all know, like we have gathered here for a demo and interaction program, and this is for grade 6 science, right? Now you have just crossed, like you are stepping into the middle grades, right? So till now you were under the primary grades, so, and that to the highest one, 5th grade. And now again, you are stepping into the first class of the middle grades, right? So you are stepping into 6th class. So here I would, just want to tell you one thing, like this grade is really important because most of the concepts will be new, and these would be then further studied in detail in your consecutive classes. So you should really focus on your conceptual clarity and make sure all your doubts, all your queries are cleared in the classes itself, okay? Because this is a really important class for all of you. I know all the other classes are important as well, but then yes, this of course is a special one, I would say. Okay. So students, I'll just give you a brief about Olympiad Success. So most of you would be knowing that Olympiad Success is India's largest online preparation platform for Olympiad examinations. And we have been successfully conducting these live classes for the past 4 years now. So students, basically here in these live classes, we do conduct these classes on Zoom, and we have a wonderful set of mentors with us, who gives these classes, and they really focus on the conceptual clarity, because that is the most important part for any child to succeed. Because if your concepts are clear, you would be able to take any exam and succeed in whatever you do, correct? So students, since today it's a demo class, your demo would be of around 40-45 minutes, which we would be starting like probably after 15-20 minutes. In the initial phase, we would be just starting with the introduction of your mentor, Anjali ma'am. Post that, Rajan sir will be taking you through the course PPT. That is the presentation. And after that, I'll be taking you through the tour of the platform. Post that, we'll be having a short question and answer round. So if you have any doubts, queries, you can write it down in the chat section, and we would be happy to answer all your queries. And post the Q&A round, we would be starting with the demo session, right? So students, do note that since this is a demo session, it is of shorter duration, like the demo, but the entire session is of 1 hour 15 minutes. And in your regular classes, like the entire session is of 1 hour 15 minutes, and your entire, the class would also be of 1 hour 15 minutes. That is, the teaching would be of 1 hour 15 minutes, right? So students, now I would like to invite Anjali ma'am to give a brief introduction about herself. And we are really, happy and glad to have her on the platform. She has been taking classes with Olympiad Success. So I'm sure you are going to like her classes as well. So Anjali ma'am, why don't you introduce yourself to the students and parents?
Thank you so much, ma'am. Yes, hello, everyone. How are you all? Good. So welcome to Olympiad Success and welcome to the demo session. My name is Anjali Joy and I am your mentor. I usually teach physics, chemistry and mathematics for class 9 and 10. So I'll be teaching you for Science Olympiad. So together we'll be preparing for this particular exam. So most of you have already enrolled for this exam previous in the in your grade 5 and grade 4, and some of you are new to this exam, right? So why did you actually join for this exam? Can I know what is your basic area of interest, whether you want to just clear the Science Olympiad exam or whether you want for conceptual clarity, or means what is your purpose for joining this particular exam or for joining this particular course? What actually attracted you? Anything like you're interested in science or something like that? Okay, so basically what we are going to do, we are preparing you for the Science Olympiad exam, but that is not the only motive we have, right? So for cracking any exam, if it's a Science Olympiad exam or in a class level exam, for cracking any exam, we need 3 things, right? As ma'am has already said, first is understanding the concept. Even if you're writing the exam or if you're not writing the exam also, you need to clear your concepts well so that you can do better in your future. classes as well. So first thing is understanding the concept. So that is what we are going to actually discuss. So our first part of the session will deal with conceptual clarity, understanding the basic definition, what is science all about, what are the different types of things we are having around us, what are they used for, and things like that. Then second part of the session is with the test and discussion. So once you have learned, you have understood the concept and all, you should also be knowing that whether I'm able to apply this in practical life or not. So second part of the session will deal with the question answer round. For example, some test or link will be shared with you. You will be solving that questions and you will analyze, okay, what I have learned, whether I am able to use it or not, whether I am able to solve my questions or not. So this is what we are actually going to do throughout this session. First, understanding the concepts, learning the chapters and whatever definitions are there. And then we will have a test and discussion session in which you will understand, okay, whatever I have learned, whether I'm able to solve it or not. Okay, so ultimately the final result is whether you're able to use it in your practical applications or use it in your life, whether it is your school level exam or your Olympiad level exam, whether you're able to use it for your own productive purposes. So that is what we are going to basically learn. So today, as Aarti ma'am has said, this is just a demo induction session. So you can ask all your queries. You can also get an idea how your actual classes will be going on. It will be going on in the same way. The only difference will be, we'll be having for a duration. Duration will be more. That's it. So today it will be of less duration. That is the only difference. Remaining all your syllabus, your content, whatever you are learning at your school level, it will be almost similar to that. A little bit deeper knowledge for so that you will be able to prepare well or you will be able to write well in your Olympiad exams. That is the only difference. Okay. So that's
All
it.
right. Thank you so much, Anjali ma'am, for a wonderful introduction. And I'm sure, kids, you would have understood many things. And now I would request Rajan sir to give a quick presentation about the course.
Sure, ma'am. Let me share my screen. So welcome students. Welcome to the demo interaction program for class 6 science. Firstly, let me tell you about us, about Olympiad Success. So Olympiad Success is India's largest online preparation platform for Olympiad exams. We have Olympiad live classes. This is our fourth year in live classes. We also have School Plus program students. So in School Plus program, we offer 8 courses that are mathematics, English, science, logical reasoning, communication spoken written both, Vedic maths, as well as coding. What else, students? We also offer one-on-one online CBSE, ICSE, IGCSE, and IB classes for grade 2 to 10, and one-on-one preparation classes for International Mathematics Olympiad like SESMO, CMO, HKMO, TIMO, Math Count, US Math Competition, Math Kangaroo, and PRM. Now, students, meet the rank holder for session 21-22. So many students in Olympiad Success got international ranks in various Olympiad exams. Okay. Now, students, about this course, there will be around 20 students in the class, and the classes will be conducted on Zoom platform only. So there will be 3 sessions per week. The days will be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and the class timing will be 8 p.m. to 9:15 p.m. Okay. So the class duration will be 75 minutes. Now, students, what we are going to do in this classes, the session include mix of theory, practice question, doubt session, and we are also going to discuss previous year Olympiads paper. Okay. And students, you will get reading material, practice question, which will be available on the dashboard of Olympiad Success. And with this course, you will also get free access to the Olympiad Success platform for topic-wise mock test for science as well as for logical reasoning. Okay, students? Now the syllabus link I will share in the chat box again. The fee for this course is 11,151, and it contains like 50 sessions in this course. Payment link I will share in the chat box. The fee include online classes, daily reading notes and exercises, practice of previous year paper, and like I said, you will also get access to the Olympiad Success platform for science as well as logical reasoning for topic-wise mock test. Okay. Now, students, to join this course, what you need a laptop with good internet speed and laptop or desktop with camera, because we don't allow students without video in the class. Okay. And headphone. And students, like like preparation for Olympiad exam is tougher than regular school curriculum, because there will be some questions from your upper grades, some questions based on like applications of concept. So you need to spend approx 2 hours every day to cope up with the curriculum, and parent support will be needed to check answers and reiterate concepts. So this is about this course, student. So the live classes we are going to start from 24th of March. So currently we having students from 3,850 schools, and we are catering in 35 plus countries. So this is about this course, student. Now Aarti ma'am will give you a tour of Olympiad Success dashboard. And after that, if anyone have any doubt or query, we will take that. Okay. So over to you, Aarti ma'am.
Yeah, thank you so much, Rajan sir. Let me quickly share my screen and I'll just explain you the dashboard, like how you can access the same. Okay. So students, like once you enroll to this program, you would be getting your credentials, that is the email and password using which you can log into our platform, which is olympiadsuccess.com. Right now here, what you have to do is you have to go to live classes to access the content of the live classes, right? So as soon as I click on live classes, I would be redirected to this page wherein I see the subject list. Under the subject list, you can see all the subjects for which you have subscribed. Okay. Now here, since this is a science class, I'll just select Science Olympiad. So one reason, like, why do you see all the subjects over here? The reason is that I have subscribed for all the subjects. Okay. Now, let us select the topic. So let's say I select the topic food and its components. So students, what you have to do is you have to just click on these links, as you see over here, reading material, practice questions and answer keys, and the PDF would open up. Okay. And your content would be for that particular topic would be displayed over there, right? So you can practice from the practice questions given over here and match your answers with the answer keys given over here. Then we have the schedule part, view schedule. So in this, like if you notice that our entire syllabus, like whatever you would be learning, is distributed across various sessions. So we have a predefined structured session wise, like the syllabus is structured session wise. So in session 1, we would be taking up food and its components. Session 2, again, it would be continued. Session 3 continued. So so on and so forth, right? So if you notice in between, there are tests coming up, and that was discussed by your mentor as well. So what happens is, like after every topic or two, we would be taking up the test. Okay. And it is compulsory for all the students to take those tests, right? And we would be evaluating your marks and evaluating the results and sending the same to you as well. Okay. So make sure that you don't miss these mock tests. Also, you would be knowing that there are 50 sessions in this course, but then the last 5 sessions, as you notice over here, these are your super classes. Now, what is meant by these super classes? So basically, after your course completion, which would be done in 45 sessions, the remaining sessions are just for your practice and practice. Okay, so we would be solving previous year papers, we would be focusing on your doubt clarity. So all the things would be taken up in the last 5 sessions. Okay. And then we have the holiday calendar, wherein you can see the days on which we would not be conducting the classes because of the holidays. Here you can see your Zoom meeting ID and password using which you can log into the live classes. And then the second part to it is the worksheet. So Rajan sir had mentioned that you would be getting topic-wise worksheets for science and logical reasoning. You have to just go to this section, select the subject as science or logical reasoning for whichever subject you would want to practice. And then here, like all the topic-wise worksheets are available, you have to just click on the take exam button to practice from these worksheets. Next is to see your answer keys. You have to click on the performance tab, click on the subject, click on the view button. You would be getting your summary of the examination. Just click on the review button and you can see the answer keys, right? So this is all about the platform. And now we are open for the question and answer round. So if you have any doubts, queries, please do let us know.
So students, do anyone have any query, any doubt? Okay, everything is clear. No one have any doubt.
So we have smart people, Rajan sir, like there are our existing students, and I'm sure if any question comes up, they would be readily answering those questions.
Then let me ask some questions to them.
Yeah.
So students, can you tell me the days on which you're having the classes? You can write in the chat box. Let's see who remember. Okay, Natik got the answer. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Any other answer, or is it correct? Okay, yes, correct. This answer is correct. The days are Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Okay, the next question is that what is the timing for the classes? 8 to 9:15. 8 to 9:15. Okay. Is it AM or PM? Since science, there is a part physics, unit is important. You need to add. Yes, it's PM. No, it is not 8 to 9 p.m. It is 8 to 9:15 p.m. Okay. No, nothing. Class timing is not set to 7:45 p.m. So today we have a demo at 6:30. But yeah, the class timing is 8 to 9:15 p.m. Okay. Okay. Now students, the last question is that how many sessions will be there?
That's a very simple question. Look, we got an immediate response.
Correct. Okay, one more question, like when we are going to start the batch?
That's a tricky one.
Okay, correct. 24th March. We're going to start on 24th March. Okay, do anyone have any query or doubt? Or shall we start with the session? You can write in the chat box like yes, no, I have doubt, or we can start. No, sir, no doubt. Okay, 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 Mudit. So I think we can start with the session then. So over to you, Anjali ma'am.
Thank you, Rajan sir. Thank you, Aarti ma'am. Okay. Yes, so shall we start? Are you ready? Any idea about sorting and separation of substances? Have you studied it in your earlier classes? Okay, can anyone tell me what are the three states of matter presently? What are the three states of matter which you have learned or which you have come across? Natik. Okay, solid, liquid, gas. Yes, Lokesh. Yes. Okay. Summary. Yes, solid, liquid, and gas. That is the three existing one. And two more are there, plasma and Bose-Einstein condensate, which are still on, like scientists are undergoing studies on that. They are also considered as the states of matter. So basically, we have three states of matter, like solid, liquid, and gas. So in today's session, okay. So in today's session, what we are actually doing, one second. In today's session, we'll be learning how to sort different substances into different categories and how can we separate them. Okay, substances you might have learned, like what are the properties of solid, liquid, and gas. Can anyone tell me like what are the properties of solid, liquid, and gas, or how do you classify them as solid, liquid, and gas? Like for example, wood I see, I classify it as solid. But what is the basic characteristic about that? Any idea? Anyone? Like water, I will call it a liquid. Why? Or wood, I will call it a solid. Why? That is the question. So we can say solid is something. Okay, definite shape. Very good, Lokesh. So something which has definite shape, fixed volume. So we can say, yes, this is a solid. It has its own shape. Okay, it doesn't take the shape of any container where you can. Yes. Liquid has definite volume, but indefinite shape. So liquid means water. If you take in a cylindrical glass container, it will take the shape of that container. If you put it in a spherical container, it will take the shape of that container. So solid has definite volume and definite shape, while liquid has definite volume or fixed volume, I can say, but not definite shape. It takes the shape of the container. And what about the gases? Whether they have fixed volume or fixed shape, any idea? Yes, gas has, yes, Bhumanyu, you are correct. Gas has indefinite shape and volume. So when we come to gas, or when we are taking the example of air around us, it doesn't have any fixed shape, any fixed volume, right? So these are the basic differences between a solid, liquid, and gas. That is only regarding the basic concept of matter, but there are more regarding the matter. So that is what we are going to study. I'll just share my screen with you all. Okay. Okay, so can you see my screen? Yes. Okay, fine. So let's start. So first thing is we are going to study about the matter. Matter. You already know what do you mean by matter? Matter means something which can exist, right? Solid, liquid, and gas. It exists. It has a fixed shape, or it has an indefinite shape, or we can say it has some volume, or maybe like gas, it cannot have a volume. So matter is something which exists. What about, can you tell me anything which is cannot be considered as a matter, like your knowledge, your wisdom, your intelligence? You cannot consider it as matter. You cannot measure it, right? Time, emotions, yes, it cannot be considered as matter. Then classification, solid, liquid, and gas. Basically, we have this three classification only, but other than that, scientists have already devised two more new one, that is plasma and Bose-Einstein condensate. We will be studying that also in this chapter. Okay. Then appearance. Okay. When you see a particular substance, they will be different in appearance as well. Yes. Yes, Natik, you're correct. Voice also can be said as it's also not a matter. What about appearance? You can differentiate matter depending on how they appear, right? Some appear very soft, shiny, like lustrous. Lustrous means shiny surface. When you see a metallic object like a gold chain, right? It has luster. Luster means it has a shine on it. What about texture? Silk cloth, right? Silk cloth and a normal cotton cloth. When you touch that, you can understand the difference between the two. Silk cloth will be very soft in texture, right? Whereas cotton cloth will be having a hard texture. Similarly, state. Now water, if in the form of ice, it is classified as a solid. But water in the form of liquid, we call it normal water, right? So water can exist as solid, liquid, and if it is in water vapor form, it is in gaseous state, right? Okay, fine. 1 second. Okay, if my screen is not visible, students, you have to inform me, okay? Since this is a demo session, in the normal session, you will be unmuted, so you can just tell me that, ma'am, your slides are not moving, okay?
Ma'am, it's visible now.
Okay, fine. Yes, so what we were discussing, I was just telling that categories, we can differentiate materials on the basis of their appearance, their luster. Luster means shine. Like metallic objects will have a shine on them. Similarly, texture. I gave you the difference between silk and cotton cloth. By touching the object, you can identify whether it is a soft object, whether it is a hard object, a feather and a stone, right? Then solubility in water. Like certain substances are soluble. If you add some lemon juice into water, they will be soluble, right? But if you add some oil into water or some kerosene into water, it will be insoluble. So some substances are soluble in water, some are not soluble in water. Similarly, floating and sinking. So have you noticed, if I have a piece of nail or iron nail, if I put it in water, it will sink. It will go down. Whereas if I have a wooden object like small pencil, wooden pencil or something, it will float. So some substance float, some substance sink. And why does this happen? What is this all about density? That is what we are going to learn. Any idea about the different materials based on transparency? Like transparent, translucent, opaque. Have you learned it about it? Okay, someone answered. Let me see. Okay, yes, Natik, Samreen. Okay, so transparent means, for example, a glass. You can completely see through it, right? It allows all the light to pass through it. Then there is a butter paper, which is translucent, which will allow only partial light to pass through. Whereas there are substances like opaque, like a solid wall or a wooden object or a wooden table. You won't be able to see through it. So some substance allow light to pass completely. Some substance allow light to pass partially, and some does not allow. Yeah, frosted glass. Very good location. That is also correct. Frosted glass is a translucent object. Okay. Now, Substances are also divided into two categories, that is mixtures and pure substance. Now, how do you classify something as mixture? Mixture means it will be containing two or more different substances. Flowing water is translucent. Yes, correct. Water, you can see, it allows light to pass through it. It's translucent. Any idea about mixture and pure substances? Like we say air is a mixture of gases. Have you heard of this term? Usually when we learn air is a mixture of gases, right? Nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide. Yes. So mixture means which contains two or more substances. Whereas pure substance means it either contains one substance only, or maybe it contains two or more substances, but it is chemically combined. Like if I say air, air is an example of mixture because it contains nitrogen, oxygen, hydrogen, carbon dioxide and all in definite amounts, right? But water H2O, it consists of hydrogen and oxygen, but water is considered as a pure substance because it is present in a definite formula. Hydrogen and oxygen are mixed together, but they are mixed in a proper ratio. But in air, they are mixed randomly. That is why air is considered as a mixture, whereas water is considered as a pure substance. Understood? Yes, gas. Gas we can see. If you are talking only about particular gas like oxygen, then it is a pure substance. But if you are talking about a combination or a mixture of gases, air, then it comes in the category of a homogeneous mixture. Now mixture again, two category, homogeneous and heterogeneous. We'll be learning about this in detail. Like homogeneous means they have a uniform composition. Like air, you cannot see separately. Okay, this is nitrogen, this is oxygen. We cannot see like that, right? It's a homogeneous mixture. Atmosphere, it's a homogeneous mixture, correct. But what about heterogeneous? Like if I mix oil in water, I can see the different layers of separation, right? If I mix a soap solution in water, I can see soap bubbles are separated out. So that is an example of heterogeneous mixture. Separate layers. Very good, Sameen. So when you see separate layers, they are heterogeneous. So homo is for uniform composition, single layer, and heterogeneous is for separate layers. Okay. And then finally, we'll be learning methods of separation. Okay. Now, why do we need to separate these materials? Can anyone tell me? Like I have so many materials with me. Some are magnetic, some are non-magnetic, some are pure, some are mixtures. But why do I need to separate them? Can you guess? Okay. Okay, someone has answered. Let me see. To use them. Okay. Can you just explain, Modit, like how to use them? For example, I'm preparing tea, right? So tea leaves I have to separate from the actual tea because tea leaves, I don't want them. I just added them for that particular fragrance and color and taste, right? But later on, I have to separate them, right? Because I want to separate out the impure substances. Similarly, if I have water, in that water, some salt or some mud or some impurities are present, I have to filter the water, right? Why? Because I need the pure water. Yes, we can do it by distillation. Correct. So I need a pure substance. That is why I need to separate them. To study that particular property of that matter, I need to separate them. So the basic necessity of separation is to study pure substance, to study their properties, and to obtain pure substances and remove the harmful contaminants or germs. So distillation is a process to purify the water, right? To remove germs. Yes. So water consists of so many germs, microbes, microorganisms. Similarly, there will be unwanted dirt and dust particles mixed in it. So distillation or RO filtration, whatever I am doing to separate out those contaminants because I want a clean and pure water. So the basic necessity of separation is for purification, for obtaining the desired materials. Right? For example, iron fillings and sand are mixed together. By mistake, some iron fillings and sand are mixed together. Now, how can I separate them? What are the properties of iron fillings or what are the properties of sand? Any idea? Okay. Magnetic separation. Very good, Samreen. So which one will show magnetic property? Iron fillings or sand? Iron. Very good, Atharv, Lokesh. Very good, Bhumani. Very good. So this is how you know, okay, iron is showing magnetic property. So iron comes in the category of magnetic substance. It will be attracted by a magnet. And sand is a non-magnetic substance. So you have used your learning, right? So whatever you have learned, you have used that to separate iron fillings and sand. So in future, if someone asks you, okay, how can I separate iron fillings from sand? You can help that person. Okay, you can obtain that iron material separately. So this is how whatever we are learning, we are using it in practical approach. Okay, so that is how we separate out the material. So we know iron shows magnetic nature. It will be attracted. So I can use magnetic separation here, right? So that is what basically we are going to learn in this chapter. How to separate, first how to take out bar magnet. Very good, Mudit. So how to separate that materials and all. Okay. Can you see my next slide? No? 1 second. Can you see now?
Ma'am, we can see what is matter.
Yes.
Yeah, can you move the slide?
Okay.
No, it's not. Yeah, now it's moving for us. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
It's okay.
Okay, fine. So yes. So again, we'll just have the introduction, 5 states of matter. In the beginning, I said, like some of you have already learned about solid, liquid, and gas. Can you see me? Am I audible?
Ma'am, you're audible. You can switch off and switch on the video again. Yeah, you're audible.
Okay, fine. Okay. So I was telling you, like already 3 states of matter you have learned in your previous grades, right? Solid, liquid, and gas. This is something which you already know. 2 more states are there. One is Bose-Einstein condensate, and the 5th one is plasma. Okay. Now, on these states of matter, still discussion is going on, studies are going on, so they have not been yet approved. Okay, yes, Lokesh, you already know about them, right? So when you decrease the gas to a very low temperature, cool the air or gas, it won't be existing in solid state. At a very low temperature, it will be existing in gaseous form only, but it will have an ionized gas form. That is called as Bose-Einstein condensate. Very low temperature gas. This is at very low temperature. It will be in gases and solid form, like they will be coexisting together. And plasma is when you have the same gases at a very high temperature. So this is for a very higher temperature, they exist as plasma state. Like the reactions which are going on in sun and stars and all, they are at plasma stage. And Bose-Einstein means when you cool the same gas at a very high temperature. Okay. Okay, Mudit, which temperature you want? Plasma temperature, it will be in Celsius, like thousands and 6,000s and 7,000s of degrees Celsius at a very high temperature. And low temperature means it will be in minus 250, minus 300, like that. Very low temperature. Okay. Plasma at a very high temperature and Bose-Einstein at a very low temperature. Okay. The other 3 you already know, solid, liquid, and gas, right? Solid, as you have already said, solid has fixed shape, fixed volume, whereas liquid has a fixed volume but not a fixed shape. What about gas? Gas has neither fixed shape nor fixed volume. It doesn't have both. And how can you change these substances? Like they can exist as one substance can exist in all the 3 states, right? Like water, if that is in solid state, it will be called as ice, right? And when you increase the temperature of ice, it will go to a liquid state, which we call as water. And when you again further increase the temperature, it exists as a water vapor state or gaseous state. Have you learned about this? Melting, evaporation. Very good, Samreen. Bhumanu, yes. Heating or cooling them. Yes, condensation also means cooling. Very good, Athar. So that means 2 things we can do. Either we can increase the temperature or we can decrease the temperature, right? Increasing the temperature also changes the state. Similarly, decreasing the temperature, because temperature plays a very important role in changing the state of matter, right? So when you sort out different materials. It can be based on appearance. It can be based on solubility. As I already discussed, some are soluble, some are insoluble, some are metals and non-metals, right? Now, any idea about metals and non-metals? Yes, solid close molecules, liquid little far, gas is very far. Yes, very good, Mudit. That is a very good observation actually. Like solid, you can say their interparticle space is very less. They don't have much space between the particles. Whereas in liquid, they have more interparticle space. And in gases, maximum space between the particles. Very good observation, Mudit. Any idea about metals and non-metals? Can anyone tell me? Metals that attract with metal, non-metal that do not react. Okay. Metals means something when you discuss in details, there are many properties. Like metals can be considered as very hard. They exist usually in solid state other than mercury, which exists in liquid state. Then they have a lustrous appearance. They are good conductors of heat and electricity. They are like malleable and ductile. There are many properties. Yeah. Metals, usually they are magnetic, but not all metals are magnetic. So that is also one property. Like iron, cobalt, and nickel. These metals come in the category of magnetic material, but not all metals. Okay. Then non-metals means what? Like something which can be exist as solid, liquid, and gaseous state. For example, we can say a wood is a non-metal, plastic comes in the under the non-metal, or the oxygen, hydrogen, whatever gases we are dealing with, that all comes in the category of non-metals. Okay. Mica, limestone, yes, they all come in the category of non-metals. Then opaque, translucent, and transparent. I think I have already discussed about it. Opaque means it does not allow light to pass through, whereas translucent, partially. You have already given the examples as well, like butter paper and all, right? Okay. Now, this is something how we can change the state of matter. Door is an opaque object. Yes, door is an opaque object, really. Now, the thing also, it depends on what it is made up of. Like door, it can be, if it's a glass door, then it is transparent, right? So material is also important. Right, Lokesh? Table, Mudit, again, table. If it's a glass table, then it will be a transparent. So when you say a word or an example, you have to specify. Door made up of what? Table made up of what, right? Understood? Okay. Yes, wooden furniture. Very good, Athav. So if you talk about wooden furniture, yes, Mudit. It depends on the thing it made up of. Yes, Athav, you are correct. Okay, so when you deal with changing states of matter, one thing is temperature. I have already told you, if you increase the temperature and decrease the temperature, states of matter changes. Similarly, application of pressure. Pressure also plays a very important role in changing the state of matter. Okay, when you apply high pressure, for example, they have given an example of glass of water. Okay, when you increase the temperature, of course, it will convert into water vapor. It escapes the liquid phase. But similarly, on water, if you apply more pressure, it will convert into solid. It will convert into ice. So similar to temperature, pressure also plays a very important role. Yes. Energy is the capacity to do work. Yes, Lokesh. Okay. Yeah, it's the capacity to do work. But here we are talking about the forms of energy in the form of changing the state of matter, not only temperature, pressure also. Okay. Fine. Solid to gas by the process of sublimation. Very good. Very good, Lokesh. Yes, Athav. So already you know about the states of matter and their conversion, right? So you have learned of these things. What is this? If solids, if you are increasing the temperature, it will convert to liquid. Again, it will convert to gases. And then the highest temperature will be plasma, right? Similarly, if you decrease the temperature, again, you will get one more state, that is Bose-Einstein condensate, right? Okay. And you also know these terms. Freezing means when liquid converts into solid. Boiling means when liquid converts into gases, right? Okay, liquid to gases by the process of evaporation. Okay. Can you tell me the difference between boiling and evaporation, Lokesh? Any idea? What will be the difference between boiling and evaporation? No one? Anyone? Can you guess? Okay, yes, Lokesh. Can you tell me? Like liquid to vapors is also boiling, liquid to gas is also evaporation. Then what is the difference between this boiling and evaporation? How can you differentiate between these two? Boiling means heating water. Okay. So in boiling, you need to heat water or you need to provide energy to the water, right? But in evaporation, it takes naturally, right? It is a natural process. You keep something under the sunlight, that's a natural process. But in boiling, extra heat or energy in the form of gas stove or in the form of flames, you have to give. So it's an artificial process, we can see. Any other difference can you tell me? Okay. Anyone else? Samreen, evaporation also water changes into vapor and boiling also water changes into vapor. So that is not a difference, Samreen. Okay. In both of them, liquid changes into gases only, both in evaporation as well as boiling. Second difference is boiling takes place at a particular temperature, like boiling point of water. We know water boiling point is 100 degrees Celsius. So it's fixed. Boiling will take place at 100 degrees Celsius only. But evaporation will take place at any temperature. There is no fixed temperature for evaporation. Okay. Similarly, when something is boiling, so if you put a bowl or if you put a water in some container and you keep it on a gas stove at 100 degrees Celsius, all the particles will start to boil. When you see that particular container, you will see the water bubbles are coming out. It is boiling, right? So it happens at a bulk. Bulk phenomena means together they will boil. Whereas in evaporation, if you keep a container or a bowl of water outside, you won't see something boiling or you won't see something bubbles coming out of that container. But slowly you will notice that the gradual level of water is decreasing. So it's a surface phenomena. Slowly you will see, okay, that water was till 5 ml level. Now it is only 2.5 ml, or you will see the level of water decreasing without any change in the formation of bubbles or nothing like that sort of thing you will see. Okay, so that is the basic difference. Yes, distillation, heating the water. Evaporation means the first step of rain. Yes. So boiling and evaporation both are actually liquid into vapors only. The difference is boiling artificially you are doing. You are providing heat energy. It takes place at a particular temperature. But in evaporation, naturally it takes place. For example, you keep a bowl of water outside in the sun. Natural through the sun's heat energy, some molecules of water will evaporate and it will produce cooling effect also. The surface, the level of water will go on decreasing gradually. Okay, so that is the basic difference. Yes, very good. It takes place artificially. That is the main thing. Okay, warm water takes more time to boil, but cold water takes less time. Why? See, Mudit, it's not like warm water takes less time. Both warm and cold water will take place at the same time only at 100 degrees Celsius boiling. Okay, for heating it, there are certain other factors also. For example, warm water, if you're keeping in a humid temperature, it will take more time to boil. Understood? That is not because it is warm. It is because the atmosphere around that particular place you are conducting that experiment, maybe the humidity is present or the energy is less which you are giving. Okay, but boiling takes place. Yes, cloud is a matter, of course. Cloud is also an example of matter only. Okay, Lokesh. Clouds consist of gases, water droplets, all are matter. Okay. Yes, water droplets it has air molecules in it. Of course, it's a matter. Yes, Lokesh, you can say it's a colloidal solution, we can say. Okay, understood the difference between boiling and evaporation? Okay. So shall we move on to the next slide? Okay. Now this is something, again, it's a, 1 second. It's just a, whatever we have learned, it's a recap of that. Like there are certain terms, sublimation. Sublimation means, as you have already said, directly solid to gaseous state sublimation. Then vaporization, you can call it vaporization, you can call it boiling. Both are correct. Only the thing is, if it takes place naturally, it will be vaporization or boiling. If it takes place, naturally, it will be evaporation, and artificially, it will be vaporization or boiling. Then melting means when you convert solid into liquid. Condensation means what? Liquid to solid. Sorry, gases to liquid is condensation, right? So your clouds. Clouds are the form of condensation, right? Gases to liquids, water droplets. And then freezing. Freezing means what? Liquid to solid. So if you have water, it freezes in the form of ice. And if directly you are having gases to solid, then it is called as deposition, opposite of sublimation. Okay, so freezing, melting, vaporization, evaporation, boiling, that three are related to each other. Okay, then condensation, and finally deposition and sublimation. So these are certain terms which you have to learn, basic definition, like what do you mean by sublimation? You have to learn them. Understood? So this flow chart will help you out in that. Okay, someone is saying there is atom and molecules. Yes, matter is made up of atoms, and combination of atoms gives the molecules. So atom is very basic unit. Okay, and when you combine two or more atoms, they form a molecule, and molecules form together matter. Is it clear, Lokesh? Okay. Fine, Mudit. Okay, fine. So shall we move on to the next slide? Okay. Now mixture, element, and compound. Okay. Now, as I said, other than solid, liquid, and gas, we have two different categories. One is mixture and one is pure substance. Now, mixture means what? Like I said, like air. Air is a mixture of gases, right? When something you mix up randomly, iron fillings and sand, lemonade and water, sugar in water, okay? That is a mixture. You just mix them randomly. It forms a mixture. But pure substance means either it consists of only one material, that is an element, or it consists of more than one material, but it is chemically combined. Element means oxygen. If I have only oxygen, that is an element. That is only consists of one atom, or means one kind of atom, oxygen only. But if I have H2O, water, it consists of hydrogen and oxygen, but it is a compound. Right? Yeah, two or more atoms combine together to form a molecule. Yes. So either atoms or molecules both come in the category of pure substance only. But mixture means when you mix something randomly, like if you add salt in water, sugar in water, or lemon juice in water, that is a mixture. You add soap in water, detergent in water, or air, that is all a mixture because there is not fixed proportion. Okay. Something is randomly mixed in that particular atmosphere or air. So mixture means where you have two or more substances mixed randomly. But pure substance means either it consists of one kind of atoms or it consists of more than one kind of atoms. Okay. Yes, element cannot be subdivided because element is made up of only one atom, right? One kind of atom like oxygen, hydrogen. Now you cannot separate because they are made up of only one kind of atom. So you cannot separate them. Okay. But compound is made up of hydrogen and oxygen. You can separate them through chemical process. But still they are considered as a pure substance only because they have a definite ratio like water or CO2, carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide also consists of carbon and oxygen, right? It consists of two different kind of atoms, but it is also, yes, Samreen, very good. It is also pure substance because it also contains two atoms, but it contains in a definite proportion or a ratio is fixed, right? Clear? Fine. Okay. Now something about solvent and solution. Now, I told you when you mix certain substances, it forms a solution. For example, alcohol in water or lemon juice in water, right? So you form a solution. In that, there are two terms. One is solute and one is solvent. Okay. Solute is something which is present in smaller amount. For example, if I add sugar in water, so sugar will be my solute, which is in lesser quantity, that is my solute, and water will be my solvent, which is in more quantity. And together, if I mix sugar and water, I will get a sugar solution. Yes, solute and solvent. Yes, water is a universal solvent. So most of the substances are dissolved in water. That is why water is called as a, yes, gold also dissolves in kind of solution, aqua regia. Okay, you will learn about it in higher classes. Aqua regia can dissolve gold, platinum also. Okay, there are certain chemicals which can dissolve gold. Okay, so solution is something when you mix a small quantity with a large quantity. So small quantity is called as solute and the large quantity is called as solvent. Okay, then together they form solution. Now again, solution are of two types. One is miscible, which are completely mixed with each other, and the other one is immiscible. For example, oil in water. Now, oil in water is a solution, but it is immiscible, right? You can see separate layers. Whereas sugar in water, yes, solid can also be solvent. Now, in this case, sugar and salt. Sugar and salt are what? Sugar and salt are solid, right? It can be solid, it can be liquid, it can be gas. For example, lemonade, lemon juice, it will be liquid. Similarly, your drinks like Coca-Cola or Pepsi or Thumbs Up or all these kinds of cool drinks, they are actually having CO2. So that is a gas in liquid. So solution can be made up of solid, liquid or gas. Okay. Yes, very good, Lokesh. Aqua regia consists of HCl and HNO3 that can dissolve gold, platinum, jewelries and all. Okay. Fine. So this is how our chapter will be since today time is very less. So I'll just go through all these PDF. Okay. So this is how we'll be discussing particular chapter, and at the end of the chapter, let's just discuss some questions, right? I'll just share with you. 1 second now. So like this, like these are certain things which you might have already, some of the things will be new to you. Okay, I'm not going through all these. Anyway, we'll be studying this in our actual classes, right? So, and at the end of the session, we will be have like question answer session like this. So can you answer this one? First question, can anyone answer? Select homogeneous and heterogeneous mixture. Homogeneous means which is completely mixed. Okay, and hetero means where you can see separate layers. So can you just type your answers in the chat box? Okay. Distillation, sedimentation, filter. Okay, can you tell me, like, can you see my screen? Like salt solution, petrol and water. I am asking you to identify which is homogeneous and which is heterogeneous. Can you see my screen? Homogeneous salt solution, okay. Alcohol and water, very good, Lokesh. Shanvita, very good, homogeneous. So salt solution, then alcohol in water, air. Air is also homogeneous mixture, right? Similarly, brass. Brass is an alloy. It is also homogeneous mixture. Okay. What about petrol in water? Petrol in water, we can see separate layers. Similarly, sand and charcoal, you can see separate layers. So they are, even sea water is also homogeneous mixture only. Whereas petrol and water, sand and charcoal, they too are in the category of heterogeneous mixture. Very good, Shamreen. Very good, Lokesh. So homogeneous means those mixtures which are completely mixed. Whereas heterogeneous mixtures means they have form a separate layer. Okay. Okay, now can anyone answer why do sugar and water retain their individual properties? So if I have a sugar solution, it will show the properties of both sugar and water. Why is it like that? Because sugar can resolve and water is a universal. Yes, that is correct answer only, Mudit. But basically they are mixture. And in mixtures, always they will retain their properties. Even if sugar and water, if you have alcohol in water, if you have lemon juice in water, any mixture you take, all the mixtures retain their individual properties. That is why they are called as mixtures, because they are randomly mixed and they retain their individual properties. So here you can answer, since sugar solution is an example of a mixture, that is why they retain their individual properties. Okay. Whereas if I have a compound or if I have a pure substance, for example, water, it will not show the property of hydrogen and oxygen. Oxygen has different property. Oxygen has property of combustion, right? But in form of water, it will show different properties. Oxygen and hydrogen exist as gases, but when they're combined together, H2O, it is in a liquid form. So in a compound or in pure substance, they do not retain their individual property. They have their own properties. Understood? Okay. And what about this one? Why do petrol and water form a heterogeneous mixture? Any idea? Why do they form petrol? Okay. They separate out, right? They separate out. We cannot listen you. I'm not audible. Modit, can you hear me? Yes, petrol is having density. Very good, Samreen. Very good. So that is a very good observation. So why do they separate out in layers? Because of difference in density. When one is heavier, that will sink or that will form a separate layer at the bottom. And when one is lighter, they will form a separate layer at the top. They will float. Yeah. And dissolution, that is also important. Now, water is a kind of universal solvent, but there are certain substances it cannot dissolve in it. There are two categories of substance, organic solvent and inorganic solvent, which you will learn in your higher classes. Then you will understand. So, okay, that is the reason why water cannot dissolve certain substances in it. Okay. But for the time being, you can learn petrol and water form different layers because of difference in density and they don't completely mix with each other. That is why they form a heterogeneous mixture. Okay. Now, fourth one, can anyone answer this one? Select the incorrect reason. So you have to select the incorrect reason for separating components of mixture. Incorrect reason. Density mass divided by volume. Yes, density is mass upon volume. You are correct, Lokesh. Can anyone tell me the answer of fourth one, which is the incorrect option? Third. Natik is saying third. What about others? Shanvita, Lokesh. So all of you agree with option third. Incorrect reason, to remove pure or harmless components. So that is not a reason, right? I already told you, why do you separate components? Because we need pure or harmless components, not because to remove them. We are removing impurities or undesirable, useless components we will remove. Okay. Because we need pure or harmless components. So that is the incorrect option. Clear? Okay. Okay, what about this one? So you have two processes here. One is water boiling in a pan, as you can see here, right? So one boiling process is going on and one is open shallow pan placed under the sun. So this is the difference between boiling and evaporation, right? So here boiling is going on, here evaporation is going on. Both convert liquid to vapor state or liquid to gases. In evaporation also liquid to gas, in boiling also liquid to gas. So which of the following process or which of the following statement is correct? You have to identify. We can't see. You cannot see my next slide. No? Okay, one second. I'll just stop share and once again I'll share it with you. Can you see now? So there are two images. One is boiling. One process is boiling going on and one other one is evaporation. Okay. In both the process, the state of water, liquid to gases, it is changing. Okay. You have to identify the correct statement. Which of the following statements are correct? Natik is saying option C. Varnika is saying option A. Lokesh is saying option A. Any other answers? Bhumanyu, option C. Okay, Lokesh has also said option A as well as C. You have to fix one, Lokesh. Varnika, C. Bihan, C. So most of you have said option C, right? Fixed C. Okay, Mudit is saying option A. Okay, fine. So let us see. First option, let us see. Bubbles are formed in process 1. Yes. As I told you, in boiling, what happens when you boil a particular liquid or water? Bubbles will be formed definitely. But in evaporation, no such phenomena or no such phenomena you will be seeing. So first statement is correct. Second statement, process 1 is slow, whereas process 2 is fast. This is a wrong statement. We know boiling is a fast process, right? Evaporation takes place a long time. So if you keep your clothes outside in the sun to evaporate, by the evening only you will be able to take the dry clothes, right? So it takes a long time. So that is why it is a slow phenomena, whereas boiling is a fast phenomena. So second statement is wrong. Second statement says that process 1 is slow, which is not correct. Process 1 is fast and process 2 is slow. What about the third statement? Process 1 occurs at 100 degrees. This is degree Celsius, okay? Whereas process 2 can occur at any temperature. That is a correct statement. Process 2 is fast. Who is saying process 2 is fast? One second. Lokesh, process 2 is evaporation. It is not a fast process. Evaporation is very slow process. Okay. Lokesh, am I clear? Okay, fine. So, process 1 occurs at 100. Yes, boiling takes place at a fixed temperature, that is 100 degrees Celsius in case of water. Now, every liquid has different boiling point. So, in case of water, it is fixed 100 degrees Celsius. But evaporation can occur at any temperature less than boiling point. So, in this case, option 1 and 3, right? Option C is correct. Is it clear? Okay. Fine. So this is just a demo session, right? So this is how we are actually learning. Means in detail, I will take in the classes, but since the time is less, so I have just given a brief information. So as Rajan sir and Aarti ma'am has already told you, right? We will be having schedule for a particular session and you can just go through that reading material and we will be discussing in the form of PowerPoint presentation. Okay. And then at the end of session, we will be having question answer round. You can ask doubts and our normal class, you won't be in mute, right? You will be able to speak and you will be able to ask all your doubts in the normal session. And then according to the schedule, after 3 or 4 classes, we will be having a test session in which link will be provided to you. You will attempt your test and then I will be discussing answers with you. So then you can analyze, so what are the mistakes I have done and how can I improve them? How can I not repeat my mistake? And you will be also having super classes in which you will be practicing previous year questions of Olympiad exams. Okay. So any query or anything you want to ask me, you can ask right now. Were you able to understand? Okay, thank you so much for being in the class. Were you able to understand? Okay. Okay, thank you, Bhumanyu. Thank you, Mudit. Okay. So usually in the class, there will be like definitely internet connection problems and issues will be there, but you have to communicate it to me. Okay. Because there will be limitations, but you have to communicate, you have to convey, okay, this is the situation you want me to. If you want me to repeat, I will repeat. If you want me to re-show the slide, I can show it again. Okay, that is not an issue. Like how you are in your normal classes in the school, in the same way you have to be here as well. Okay. Okay. So as already said, our normal class will be from 8 o'clock to 9:15 total. 1 hour, 15 minutes class we'll be having. So you have to be regular for the class. You have to also practice your worksheet and you have to read and revise whatever being taught in the class. Then only you will be able to learn properly and you will be able to answer the questions. Okay. Of course, it requires more hard work and it will have more deep and complicated topics more than the school level one. So you have to be ready with that. But I'm sure if you are definitely, some of you have answered, like you are very interested in science and you want to acquire more knowledge. So those who are interested and genuinely those who are hardworking, they will definitely be able to cope up with all these syllabus and all. Okay. So anything else you want to share with me or you want to say? Okay, Mudit, bye. So shall I end the session? Okay, fine. So see you in the actual class that we will begin on March 24th. Okay, regarding details and all, you already have that link with you. No, you can convey or you can ask your doubts or whatever its queries are there, you can ask them. Right? So good night, everyone, and goodbye. So see you in the actual class. Bye.